Get rid of that. Something very interesting. We're going to talk about angry people. Really, really angry people who have a bone to pick, but the bone to pick should be with themselves. Some very interesting comments are popping off lately, and I want to say thank you because you guys are giving me great topics for videos because I was going to do something else today, but we're going to address this one. Hey, this is Glendon Cameron, founder of Hustlers Kung Fu University, where your real financial education begins. If you want to learn how to fix your credit, build a business, learn how to develop generational wealth, this is it. Just smash that subscribe button and we'll be on to it. So hold on a second. It is screen share time. And I need to turn the volume down, get out of that, and let's get to this wonderful bean footage. I gotta say, some of the comments have been inspiring. And I'm going to take one apart. Ever since I had the immutable gall to say that this channel was for men, the content was for men, I've had a lot of women just be pissed off. Really, really pissed off and upset. And once again, to the women who like this content, hey, we're glad to have you. Love having you here. But the core mission of this channel, the direction of this channel is not going to change because you are pretty and you have big breasts and you wink and nod. That ain't happening. It's just not. But let's get into this. Let's see, where is it? Context. I need to provide context for this. So I will do that. I personally think that paying money for dates is a simp move because it's socially accepted. Now, some more context. I'm going to give this to you. Before I wrote the storage auction book, was working on a relationship book. And I talked to over 200 women. And I remember we were having this conversation with this lady, and she was telling me about this wonderful date. We went here, we did this. It was almost magical. And it's like, so what happened to the dude? Oh, he never had a shot, but the date was awesome. Many women, not all, but many women see dating as an entitlement, that a dude should break bread just to be in front of them. So just to give you a little context on that. So let's see which application window we're going to open up. Go up this one because we're going to get into it. All right, so here we go. And you know, it's not a move to pay for a simp date. And I was like, doing something because it's socially warranted and not doing it because you want to is a simp move. I thought that would be the end of it. Then this is the thing. Why would a king, and anytime something is in exclamation marks, it means it's usually something messed up, not want to provide for his kingdom? That sounds like a poverty mindset when it comes to dating. And women, what is $50 lunch to a man who says he's financially well off, with all due respect? That sounds like dating advice that would come from a broke MGTOW. I would never accept a date from a man who even suggested we split the bill. I could take myself out if I'm going to pay half. That's crazy. Now, let's deconstruct this. First of all, she's throwing shade that I don't have any money. So I have employees in offices, but they're being paid on air. And the second thing is, because this is it, who says he's financially well off? That, and with all due respect, and you know when someone says all due respect is coming, but I don't want anyone to go after her. Let's be really clear about that. This is not an attack mode. This is teaching mode. First of all, what does she know about MGTOW? How many people in the comments know about MGTOW? Because MGTOW is men going their own way, and essentially they do not deal with women. They have sex with women, but they don't date women, they don't marry women, and they don't want to have children. And it just keeps going off. and off and off. Now, essentially, this is a big issue with her because she keeps responding. I was just gonna say my piece. I'm gonna still say my piece. And I guess this video is a response, but I feel that this is something that we can learn from, because I'm gonna tell you a little story. And this is what made me stop dating broke women. Her name was Maria, and we met up and we went out. Our first meeting was at Baskin Robbins, because we were talking and talking and talking. And because I met her in the Publix, and that was like 5-minute conversation. Then she was busy, I was busy, and we finally met up at Baskin Robbins. And she didn't even eat anything. She's just like, I don't do ice cream. I was like, why didn't you say something? We could have met somewhere else. She's like, no problem. So we spent about an hour there talking, really good. Then our first date, in quotation marks, was at a place called Captain Mike's. It was Jamaican seafood restaurant that's in a plaza that's in Sandy Springs. So we're there, we're having, dinner, and we're just talking and everything. And the check comes and she's like, I got that. Just like that. And I have the strong ego, because see, a weak ego is like, oh no, a woman can't play for my dinner. No. Because see, you're letting women in society define your manhood, because a woman should never pay for anything. You know how crazy that sounds, Deborah? So we go on and we go out, and it just was an even thing. Like, okay, well, you got it last time, I got it this time. And it was just like that. It was never a discussion. It was never a thing. It was never a thing. So one night we're out, and I'm just noticing that Maria's conversation is just not like the average girl's conversation. She never talked about her job. She never talked about her degrees. Yes, she had degrees. She never even brought that up. It was always about life, social topics and stuff. And then I just like, as a joke, because I figured she had money, because she just did not stress about anything. And she drove a Prius. Yeah, she's like, I'm a trust fund baby, and I get like $10,000 a month, and I don't work. And if I need a house, I go to the trustee. I need a car, I go to the trustee. We cut a check right then and there. And what I learned from this experience, what it was to date a woman who really liked me and didn't care about what I could do for her financially. She just didn't care. At that point, she had a net worth that was far greater than mine. And I was just like, this is good. This is awesome. This is great. This is wonderful. The beauty, the ease, the freedom to just talk and know in the back of my little hindbrain that she wasn't like counting my dollars, doing credit checks, doing background checks and stuff on me, which a lot of women have done. One in particular, I just like, and she had the nerve to tell me she had did this. I was like, oh man, you have a really good background check. I was like, what? For the fellas out there, maybe the ladies, has anyone ever done a background check on you that was dating you? So my position comes from not paying for dates, because I feel that my time on a date is just as valuable as a woman's. Just as valuable. So I pay, she pays. And I've been like this since I got out of that boarding house. And it has served me very well, because number one, fellas, if a woman nuts up about dropping some money on you, fast forward to the future. If she is going to be argumentative over something as simple as paying for a meal, what do you think is going to happen when you marry that chick? That's just a simple little thing. That's a very simple little thing. Also, the hoes are not winning. There's this thing that hoes are winning. No, they're not. It's just immature guys who have a lot of money. They're flashing on the Instagram. Let me tell you who's winning. There are women who lead with their purported value of, I have a degree, I have a house, I have a car. Congratulations, big whoop. So you want pats on the back? You want cookies and punch for some stuff you're supposed to do? Huh, that's interesting. What's happening is the women who are getting men are leading with their value of humor, intellect, personality, and compassion, which is something Maria had, which is something that every woman that I have dated long term has had. And it's never been about this money and dating stuff. Now, what does this have to do with today's topic? Don't be mad, execute. If you are a woman and you are finding yourself year after year having dating issues where you can get some dusty dude to come beat it up, but you can't get some dude to commit to you, look at yourself. Look at yourself. And also, let's get to MGTOW. I'm not a MGTOW because I still deal with women. And if I find the right woman, I'll have another kid. So that is clearly not MGTOW dogma. Plus, I'll always be like that, and I'll always probably get married again. And that's just the reality of it. But one of the things that got me about the comment was the shade. And once, I'm not mad, but the shade is when you're dealing with basic men, that type of stuff can get you. Because one of the things is that she got very angry. She got really, really angry. And I feel that she hasn't had a date in a while. I feel that she doesn't have men in her life. I think, you know, maybe she can have someone to have sex with, but that's about as far as it goes. And one of the issues of a woman who has a situation like that is she's too masculine. Plain and simple, because you can get, because it was funny. I see this over and over again, and I don't get sucked up into it, but I see women who are sweet, understanding, not pushovers, just essentially nice, who have dudes lined up, just lined up. So I think part of it is you got to really start executing on your personality. You got to start executing on your humor. You got to start executing on your intellect. One of the things that everybody here can do is practice the art of conversation. One of the things that I tried to do was to talk to someone for an hour without mentioning what I do and all this other stuff, get into deep, engaging, thought-provoking questions. So you should try that, because clearly your dating life is not good. And don't come up like, oh, it's this. No, no, no. It's your response. Your response had too much stank on it. Your response had too much heat on it. And I understand that you are hurt. I understand that maybe you're a little broken. And I suggest seeing a counselor for that. I really do. Now, if you are a person, and this is for anyone who's dealing with any interpersonal dynamics, one of the things you can do is to journal and then start executing. Because, you know, I said this before. I stood in that mirror and I got real myself. I'm like, dude, you fat. It's just, and when I got that real, that's when I started to lose weight. So you got to get real about your issues. As long as it's an external, someone else's problem, someone else's fault, all men are crazy, all women are crazy. But you are the common denominator in all these situations, and you refuse to look at yourself. That's going to be problematic. You're going to be the cat lady, because this is something else too that's very, very interesting. Single men typically don't end up homeless when they get old, but many single women do. It's very interesting how that goes down. So you can have, perfect example, the movie with Clint Eastwood, El Camino, I think. You know, his wife died, but he still had that house. He was still doing his thing. So as we move forward with this society that's getting rid of jobs due to automation, and if you look at the jobs that women occupy and you look at the jobs that men occupy, women are in a very dangerous position, because a lot of those jobs are going to be eradicated in the next 15 years. And if you're not saving, you're not investing, you're not starting a business, you're going to be in trouble. So don't be mad, execute to a higher level. And also, let's talk about the king, because the thing was king. Now, I didn't fully explain that though as well as I should, so that's my bad. When I said king, it was not the typical black woman, black men. We say we kings and queens because we poor and we're trying to make ourselves emotionally feel better about ourselves. That's not what I'm talking about. Let me be really, really clear about that. When I say a king, I'm talking about a business owner. I'm talking about someone that starts a business, creates jobs. That's creating your kingdom. You're actually doing it. You're not, I'm a king. Yeah, I'm a king out here in this alley sitting on my cardboard. No, not that. Actual kingdom building, actual serving people, putting stuff out. Now, a lot of you like to take my words and try to throw them back at me. Like, well, Glendon, if you don't want to pay money for a woman on a date, that's a poverty mindset. Really? You know, I pay for strangers' meals all the time. Just like, hey, here's your meal, and walk out. So that ain't it. It's the principle of the thing. And it's really, really important to me because I have a child and she ain't gonna listen to me. She gonna look at what I do. I ain't got someone looking at me how I live my life. And I have this conviction that it's a simp move to pay for dates because it's socially accepted than to actually and carefully vet a woman and make sure she's worthy of dating before you break any bread. That's just common sense. But for some reason, here at Hustlers Kung Fu, when we say that in this channels for men and we talk about dating, every time I bring it up, women get mad. And you know what? You can continue to get mad because I'm going to continue to talk about it because I'm going to continue to lead these men to the promised land because I was broke, Dick Danny. I know what it's like when nobody looks at you because you don't have no money. I know what that feels like, where you're marginalized or you're just an ATM. I know exactly what to feel like. So I'm going to lead all these dudes to the promised land of financial freedom, starting businesses, getting their credit straight. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And if you are a woman that likes this message, awesome. But understand the message ain't going to change because you want it to change. Because this ain't the government. This ain't corporate America. This is a privately held company, and we can do whatever we want to do. Wait a minute. That sounds like building a kingdom, making law. Oh my God. The things you can do when you start your own business. It's amazing. And like for the women who get this message, y'all like preach. And for the ones who don't like this message, I'm going to unsubscribe hard. Let me unsubscribe again. Let me subscribe again and unsubscribe again to make it feel it. Like I came back and then I left again. Because at the end of the day, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, you still going to be with you. Will you be alone or will you be with somebody? That's just some thoughts because typically people can't have what they hate. I'll see someone driving the Bentley, and I used to be this messed up dude like this, where we'll be like, oh man, they driving the Bentley. They must think they something. That was my inferiority complex running all over the place. It's like coming out. And now when I see someone with a Bentley or a Ferrari, it's like, that's a nice car. I don't think I would get it. And it's not from hating standpoint. It's more from an aesthetic standpoint, because I just discovered something about myself. I really don't like cars that look like spaceships, like that new BMW i8. It looks cool, but it's just got too much junk on it, and the colors and the fin. And a lot of these exotic cars, they look very pimperish, for lack of a better word. And I just like something about a nice analog dash. It's just me. You know, I like it, it's just me. And that's the thing. It's about the aesthetics, because when you have the bread to get these things, but you don't, it's really about the aesthetics. And if you continue to hate on certain things or continue to hate on certain principles, because I can tell you in just a few sentences how you can get a man. Number one, become exceptionally nice. Number two, when you meet a dude, don't bring up your accomplishments, because if dude walks up to you and like says, hey, I'm worth 10 million, you're going to think he's conceited. Why isn't it the same for you? And this is one of the things I think that creates a lot of problems. When I stopped treating women like women, a special assigned characteristics, special perks and stuff, when I started treating women like people, like me, you, my dating life exploded. It exploded. So my dudes, don't treat her like a woman, treat her like a person. If you're going to be friends, not friends where you're paying for dates and she never pays for dates. That's not a friendship. You're a chump. You got a lot of people who use that. We just friends. If I'm friends with a chick, we ain't smashing. I may get a meal, she may get a meal, and we're going to keep it in that lane. You cannot allow these women, yes, these women, to use you. Because essentially what a lot of women do is save their money. So they're going out dating you. I got a friend on my other page. She is, she's a pharmaceutical rep. She does very well. And these dudes be taking her out. This chick put a picture of the receipt of this dinner date. And this was before, I guess, it became a common thing on, and, you know, it's like he had the servers wait court, you know, just attending every need and everything. So it was like $500 for the dinner, $200 for the tip to the girl. And then they were driven. So whatever that cost, essentially, I think about $800, $900 for one date, which I feel if that was someone special, I feel if that was someone great, yeah, okay, we could do that. But I know this chick, and as the story unfolded, he was gone 4 months later. So he probably spent 20, 30 grand on her. He's gone. And I knew it because I keep her as a friend, because it's like a check. It's like a reality check of what can happen if I slip, if I just become a regular dude again, because I mean, she'll do that to 3 or 5 dudes a year. And she's broken. And what's funny is, one part of her, she's a really nice person. She cares about her family. You know, she looks out for cousins and stuff. She really does. And then there's this other side of her, romantically, she is a man eater. And I think that stems from fear. I think that stems from a lot of bad experiences. But essentially, when you create a channel for men, a lot of people come at you as if that's a bad thing. And I want you to ask yourself, why is Glendon Cameron creating a channel for men a bad thing? What's wrong with that? There's plenty of female organizations. I'm not trying to become a Delta. I'm not trying to become an Eastern Star. I'm not trying to join the Women's League of Attorneys. I'm not trying to do that. But for some reason, anytime a man says, hey, this is for men only, it's like, you know, that's just wrong. Why is it wrong? Tell me, why is it wrong? And then someone, I don't even know, because all I see is screen names. It's like, creating a channel for men is just a poverty mindset. You know what? Come at me with your own intellectual argument. Don't use my words. Because see, you're influenced by me, and you're trying to argue with me using my own doctrine, which I created, which is like, you're coming at me with like this, when the doctrine's like this. The doctrine is bigger than this room when you put it all together, because I worked on this for years. I worked on it. So it's just amazing how this comes out to be, because one thing that will be very true in your life, Sooner or later, you're going to have to deal with the truth of who you are. Now, fortunately for me, I've had some very hard circumstances that forced me to look at the man in the mirror very, very harshly. And I didn't like what I saw. So I executed. I got mad, but also executed. And the sooner you start executing, the sooner your life will be better. All right. So let me go into the chat room. Let's see what's going on with this. How long have we been on? Okay, cool. Whoa, whoa. Okay. This is wild. Hey, bull. Amen, amen. I'm in my 20s and women my age, moral varieties are jacked up. Technology and media has fucked up everyone. Relationships are awesome. Alone is 76. I agree. If you want to take someone to a date, go to a park, hang out, cafe, beach, not some expensive restaurant. Ganji 88. Deborah Johnson. All I said is paying for a date is not a simp move. A guy came back and cursed me out. No, Deborah, hold on. Let's just put this here. Actually, and we're going to put this on the screen because see, people start backpedaling real quick. All right. In your own words, that was why would a king not provide for his kingdom? That sounds like a poverty mindset when it comes to dating and women. What is a $50 lunch to a man who says he's financially well off? That same than me. So no, they ain't all you said. They ain't all you said. All right. So just to clear that up, you said a lot more than that. All right. I can only deal with women who are kind of crazy like me. That's funny. What's up, Cartel? What's up, Rugged Collars? I love crazy. Can't be with a square woman. Too much trouble. Oh, man. Oh, I'm grinding. Cartel 007. What's up, everybody? I'm a troublemaker. I'm a work in progress. Well, at least you understand yourself. Hey, Bill. Hey, Bill. Hey, Bull. I feel you. We need submissive women builders. Well, I pay for a date. If you don't focus on the money, not the date, you're full of tilt, sexist, rude. How I'm so missing it. That's funny. My first goal is to save 1 million. I'm looking up to get another lane of business. Good deal, Rugged Collars. Poverty mindset. Simping is a disease. I always pay because the women I deal with deserve it. So someone who has a job working just like you deserves for you to treat them well. Question, how often do they treat you? And if you don't allow them to pay, why? Melissa V, I gotta agree with you. Even on our first dates, me and my other guy split on our dates, take turns paying. 8 years later, we still doing happy as hell together. Cartel, I'm not paying for dates if you're dating someone else. Oh man. Oh man. They also pay without asking. Oh Lord. Yeah, I mean, there ain't. I mean, when I went through my stuff, I just looked up and realized there was no social programs for men, not a one. Folks that should say pay the woman's way don't understand principles. I agree. Amen. Virgo man, I wish I found your channel a long time ago. Well, you're here now. Stop it. True, Melissa. Expat Ran, been listening, watching you for a couple of years. As a 32-year-old single black man, having traveled to over 22 countries and currently living and working in Asia. Just want to say thanks, Glendon. It's a different world over there, man. It's a different world. Got it. Thanks for the super chat, Tone Lee. Tanya. Mood motivation. Women take advantage of suckers, and they should if you're willing to be one. Be a king, they fall in line. Don't date shady women. Angela, I agree with the car talk. I had to sit in the car, some of the cars you're talking about, maybe too low to the ground. I could break a heel or something. Yeah, some of those cars, if you're not like in shape, it's kind of hard to get out of them. Lauren, depending, that would be a wifey date, anniversary, all depends on income and stuff. Essentially, what she does is the circle she runs into, she meets 6 and 7 figure dudes, and she'll get one smelling, and then she will use him and dump him, and you get to watch it on Facebook. It is all on Facebook. Every move, every date, the napkins, all that. Uh, No, Lauren, the channel's coming up, but this channel was originally and still captures the creed of being for men. The language, the things I say. Let's see. Good Lord, I jumped. Deborah Johnson, I watch a lot of channels geared towards men. I've been watching this channel for about a year. Good business info. All right. This channel is geared for men in a way that none of those other channels are. Everything I do on here is some stuff I had to do to protect myself against society, like every man should. You're going to have to look deeper under the hood. And I know you haven't watched all 1,700 of my videos. So Ganji, love will find you. She's a talker. She's a taker and a user. I don't fool with people like that. She really is. Well, that's a little different, Madola. Long time listener, 2013. Thank you, Diana. All right. I mean, who else is going to create a child support course, how you could beat child support? I don't think there's any of those channels that we even address that subject because of the blowback they'll get. Cartel 007. People get mad when they don't get what they want, Glenda. This is true. You blast her out. No, I'm just saying because, see, one of the things is when you put these comments up there, because it's like that was directed at me. There ain't no interpretation. There is no, I mean, it was blatant. And that's when I'd be like, okay, we're going to use this as a teaching moment. Expat, I'm stepping into more than 150,000. I've never had more than 33 at any time in my bank account. Single, no kids, no degree. What course to purchase? I want to get into rental property. I don't have any rental property courses. You know what? You're going to have to step back and kind of think about what you want to do with your life, because I know you're living in Asia. You're living cheap. So if you're making like real money and you living in Asia, you could become a millionaire very quickly. I would say probably jump on the superior mindset first, and maybe hustle camp. I don't know what your intentions are. Cody Wyman, my wife and I treat each other. She's a rare gem. There's a lot of that. Let's go back. All right, Deborah, you use poverty mindset, you use king, and you said someone purportedly who's paid. That looked, it felt, and it tasted like it was directed at me. So yeah. Let's see. Demetra Smith, I'm a female and I approve this message. Seriously, though, I agree and been on both sides. I took advantage and got taken advantage of. Thanks, Clinton. This improved my current relationship. Wow. The original lady pimp, instead of being hating Glendon, should be quiet. Listen. Uh yeah, I believe what I said, Deborah. I believe that to be true. And see, you're proving it because this is the thing. If you were confident and this wasn't true, you would ignore me. You wouldn't even bother you. So the more that you answer and respond and dig in, the more true it is. They're having that. Taxes. Don't have a tax course that's coming. Yeah, okay. Yeah, talk to Patty and vet that out. Tonya wrote, nobody will tell men this stuff to help them, especially child support. I worked in the system. I remember when I took my son's father to child support court, the rep was saying, oh no, we're just going to go up on him. Because the thing is, one of let's see, this just that seems to be brighter. One of the things that happens to men, and men do it to themselves, is because they don't speak out when they are hurt, assaulted. So this makes it easier to even do more damage to the man, because it ain't manly to say, you know, you hurting me. It's just suck it up, limp on, suck it up, limp on. And yes, Deborah, I did. I sure did. And you know what? You're going to continue to watch this channel and you're going to continue to do what you're going to do. Because one of the things that, and this is a teaching moment, because what you're doing is educating the men on what type of woman not to date. I can use this because you keep responding. Because I made that other video. I didn't make it for you, but you felt the need to come after me. So I'm going to use you as a teaching moment. I believe my assumptions to be correct. And I think you can change. I really do. Because any woman that is stuck on dating the way that you are has a lot of issues. Just truth. Deal with it. Joey Walton, I'm 50 years old, and I could count on one hand. There are no women will come out of their pockets with money. Listen to me. My friends keep bitching. They have no money. And I said, hey, look, you need to pick something and just try it and sitting around bitching. I'm telling you, I took him off child support. He wanted him to live with him, so they keep him on there. He wanted to do better than he did. What do you mean start an exchange? I'm not starting an exchange. I'm not doing the crypto exchange. All right, so let's get into it. Let me pop this in. All right. So let's talk about, because I think this will help expat. All right, so I made some moves. Like Hustle Camp is 4,500. The payment plan it's now 495 times 12. Fat Cat Secrets is 2,500. I gotta change this one. I still gotta do some stuff to because I got that up there like twice. I gotta fix some stuff, but let's go into here because I still gotta fix the front of the dashboard. Let's go here. So let's get the bundles because I gotta move all this stuff around. We'll do that one. So this is the one you get if you just need to get the start, you don't have a lot of money, the Superior Mindset bundle. You get all that. And you get, if your credit is jack, you get the super credit, how to fix your credit and grow it in the alternative cash. Plus, this one's going to change up as soon as I launch the other channel with the crypto things, because I had a conversation yesterday with my writer who is investing in cryptocurrencies. She's really like, I never knew this stuff. It's like she's very much about to jump into the long end of the deep part of the pool. But once I make this adjustment, I'm going to create another. I'm going to raise the price of this because that way I don't have to change anything. But I'm going to just create a credit course, just going to include unlimited credit and repair and enhance your credit. Probably make that $99. And then, you know, for those of you who get in for the $199, you will still get the new stuff that's coming. And how to start a business. I got to play around with this one some more. And yeah, that's just last. So that's what's done. All of the links are below the video. Pick out where you fit in. And also, let's have this conversation. I don't want you to harm yourself trying to get my courses. Like, let's just talk about who some of these upper level courses for. You know, as I put out, and the dude apologized. I need to say that Izzy, whatever his name is, he actually apologized when I did that video. Like Deborah will not, but because see, that's something else. I have gone after other people, and if someone leaves, gets into some heated comments, and it's a good teaching moment, I will use that person because I know I've done this several times. I just haven't done it recently, but there's so many different people who watch this channel, and there's a contingency of people who watch this channel that I just didn't have any courses for. I mean, if you're broke, Dick Danny, you penniless Priscilla, you're not going to be dropping $5 grand when you're struggling to make rent. And a few years ago, I had a grander vision, which I executed on, and it didn't work. And I learned a very important lesson that if people are not invested, they're not going to execute. It's just not. And this went on, and I got the data, and everyone that comes at me like, you ain't gonna help the people. No. I was like, no, bro. If I hadn't made so much money and had a good savings account, that year would have been rough because I made money after I stopped doing that, but that would have been rough. I actually injured myself trying to help a lot of people. And the lesson is, if the people don't want to help themselves, there ain't nothing I can do for them. As much as I want it for you, it just ain't happening. It's just the reality. So, you know, don't take out any loans. Get one of the smaller courses. Get one of the cheaper courses and hustle. I mean, I will say Craigslist has become a trip lately. One of my things doesn't work on Craigslist anymore, but you can still sell stuff. Like you can list on a table or something like that. I don't know what they're doing, but 30 days to 2,500, tried and true. It will help you. And you, once again, I've put that and a reach for most of you, because if you can't afford $150 to $500, you got a lot of problems that I can't help you with. You got to go ahead and get stable first. Just my opinion. So let me get in the chat room real quick before I depart. Let me go down. Troy, I think you're right. Ganja, I know. What do you mean exchange? I don't know what you're talking about. What's up, Dashiki? Totally. I know. Are you against it? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not creating the crypto exchange. You know how many millions of dollars that takes to do? Ace Bank, one of my homeboys just came over. He asked me who you were. I said, that's Uncle G. What's up, brother Gary? Hawking from Zamanda. Shout out to all the dudes that still use baby, just let me stick to. Oh, man. Dang, that is wild. That line would end up costing you 18 to 21 years. Pretty much. Pris is funny. All the dudes that act extra nice just because their lady tax checks gonna look nice. One other thing, and I'm gonna put this out here as another lesson. You should not live with a woman as a dude. She can live with you, but you should not live with a woman. You shouldn't. If your name is not the main name on the mortgage, or y'all don't have an apartment together where both of you sign, don't do it. That's just another, don't do it. Oh, man. Oh, I think it's great for Craigslist selling cars. Contingent lane. I'm one of those people that you helped. It was a lot of work on my part. Reading all those books you recommended was tough. Have a beginning of something big. Thank you. I know, man. I know, Tanya, they are. Richard Poach, would you consider Hugh Hefner a simp? He paid all those women. Trump, too. All right. Richie Poe, you obviously didn't know who Hugh Hefner was. Hugh Hefner did not pay all those women. Hugh Hefner used the money that he made off women. Hugh Hefner was one of the biggest pimps of all time. Trump, yeah, Trump's a simp. He's an egotistical, narcissistic simp. But yeah, Hugh Hefner made money off of thousands of women for about 5 decades. Really look at your, if he just really look at the life of Hugh Hefner. Look at the lawsuits he went through. Look at him going to jail. And Briggs saying on the living arrangements. Yeah, I mean, seriously, you got to, because this is the psyche. And I'm going to go ahead and say what I believe to be the ratios. I think there's about 15, maybe 25% of women out there that if you treat them nice, you make them feel good, safe, secure, whatever, they don't really care what you do. pocket. As long as you paying your own bills, they are good. Now the other 75 to 80%, if you know, essentially I play the percentages. And you got to have a position of leadership. You've got to show strength. You got to do that, or they just will eat you up. I mean, it's just, I got a friend who's going through it right now. And I just told him the brutal truth about a year ago, and he got mad at me and stopped talking to me. And he started calling me and said, man, you know what you said last year? Yeah. I was like, dude, I went through it. You got to look at how we are socialized as people. We have a system, and I'm going to use this. I don't know the young man's name, but Arthur Blank gave him a tryout for the Falcons. This woman accused him of rape, no proof whatsoever. He went to jail 5 years. Later on, she recanted and said he didn't rape her. She got $1 million. No one went after her. Now, I bring this up because there are no consequences for bad female behavior. There are consequences that are starting to develop. The View, Sharon Osbourne, when dude got his penis cut off, and it was a joke. Now, cut off let's say that was a woman's breast that got cut off. It wouldn't have been funny. It wasn't funny he got his penis cut off. Jay-Z, salons go after him. Oh, ha, 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 jokes. Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods' wife committed first-degree assault when she hit him with that golf club. But it's funny. So as long as we have that, when a man is assaulted, it's a joke, we're going to have this inequality. And this is why I'm going to keep saying this stuff, because all these other men channels, I can't say what they talk about or what they don't talk about. I don't know. But I can say it is very, very few who would talk about the child support issue. Very, very few. There's very few that will put together a parental contract course so you as a dude don't get screwed out of seeing your kid. Very, very few. Now, they may be out there. I haven't seen it, but if I had to guesstimate, there ain't that many out there. It's easy to talk about grooming, fashion, game. That's easy. But what about talking stuff that fundamentally impacts your life long term? There ain't a lot of folks talking about that. And that's why this channel is about getting your money up, because as a man, you have got to take care of yourself. If you've got family that really love you and will help you out and take care of you, you consider yourself extremely fortunate, because a lot of us, we don't have that. And I've got that now, but my immediate family, they were worse than my worst enemies. So if you got good family, you got people who love you, people who take care of you, don't take them for granted. That is a good situation. But if you're coming up like I did, with no support, no one helping you, I was married to a woman that didn't believe in my dreams, which I realized may come true. You got to really develop a tougher level of resolve. You just got to dig deep. And if someone out here like me is saying this stuff and you hear it and you go, so it's not wrong for me to fight the mother of my child over this child support. No, it's not. I said it the other day, child support's bullshit. If you get deep into it and look at the matching funds, making one party a referee, the 10 years doctrine, you're going to come away like, what? This is a racket. And once again, and this is another thing, I'm going to say, depending on where you are in the current country, the 70s, late 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, the government stepped in as the financial daddy of fathers for Black women. No one really cared because it's just Black men. Now, the government is stepping in and being the father, the financial daddy to white women. Now it's a problem. And it is funny, because one thing you Black dudes have going for you that the average white dude doesn't, you already know it's shitty and you can handle it. a lot of them going to learn, and a lot of them are not going to make it. They're going to kill themselves. They're going to go in and shoot up the workplace because they have not been treated like this. And you have been conditioned to survive in these circumstances. So you should really look at that, because I got a friend. Let's put it this way. White dude. Heather took him to the cleaners. Heather never worked. They had 3 kids. He was paying the mortgage. He's paying alimony. He's paying child support because he was, quote, the man. And being the man, he got screwed. And this was about 10 years ago. He just got to the point where he could get married again. He just came up the last 3 years. So 7 years. I think her alimony was for 7 years. And then I think she sold a house. Oh yeah, did I mention that he got laid off from his $150,000 a year job and started making 80? No relief. And I believe to this day, because he has health issues, and I believe it was that stress from that time. He's been in the hospital twice. So this is why you're seeing the advocacy, because white dudes are being treated like black men have been treated for a long time. It is very interesting at the activism. That's what the whole MGTOW movement's about. That's what it is. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. This is unfair. It's been unfair for a long time. And this is the thing. The trend's not going to reverse itself. It's not. Because, you know, a lot of people like, oh, black women, single babies, mamas. Here's an interesting stat from 2011. 42% the United States were born out of wedlock in 2011. 42%. Now, I'm not a mathematician, but 13%, let's see, 20% of the population. Whoa, no, 13%. So really 7% of the population did not have most of those children, because black people represent 13, 14% of the population. So splitting the difference, black women are like 8%, but 42% of all kids born in America in 2011, and the number's gone up. So the majority of those women who were having kids out of wedlock were white women. Yeah, put that in your pipe and smoke it. All right, so I feel, because my appointment isn't until later, so I got a little time to burn. Let's see, where are y'all here? Good Lord. Prince is Prince is trolling in a good way. Gotta have you. Yeah, if your name is not on the lease of the mortgage, you are homeless. What's up, Tanker? I am not messing with you, short change. "21 years together, not married" is great. Sure thing, Tanya. Amen again, brother. About to fire up that organ. Pretty much. Pamela C. Men need to see their kids. This is a market that will explode and help a lot of children as well. My relationship with my late father was the best one I ever had. Miss him so much. That's a beautiful thing, Pamela C. Pretty much, Pamela. Hence the opioid epidemic, right? Oh, Anton, you know it. Tony Ross, this is true. Government daddy sure did do that for yourself. So glad I didn't grow up depending or waiting for someone to give me something. Brother Gary. I'm not going to do that because one of the things is a lot of people want to see the course works, but the thing is you're not the person, so you're not going to get those same results. Heart's Desire, you're welcome. Not married. All right, so once again, I'm going to roll through this real quick before I bounce. Make sure I'm in the right screen. Just to okay. So for those, let's see, superior mindset. This is the bundle to get if you are short on funds and you need some assistance. This will hook you up. Super credit. This is the way it is now. It's going to change in a little while once I get the other channel rolling, and I will do the cryptocurrency course. It's going to be very deep. How to start a business and hustle camp. Now I got a lot of work to do this year. A lot. It's one of the reasons I'm out of town. So there you are. All the links are below. If you can't afford the $4,500 for Hustle Camp, you can do the payment plan, which is $495. So for less than what you would pay for a used car, it'll buy here, pay here in a year, you could get a financial education that can change your life. I know that's kind of crazy, but it's true. It really is. All right. So for those of you who want the best deals and stuff, because I will be popping off some on the text notification squad, go below the video in that section that says show me, show more, and just get on the text notification squad. I will probably start offers again next week because I was going to do some other stuff, but I had to come out of town. Be sure to subscribe and just get in there and pick out whichever course that will help you with your current situation. All right. So that's it. I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. All right. I'll catch you guys later.